They try to assist employers to match up with an unemployed person to make that connection should you be looking to hire an individual. And that's actually what I'm going to talk about. So the One-Stop Career Center services many people, and the best way for me to describe that is Yale to jail. And that is the absolute truth. We have individuals, unfortunately, that have bachelor's and master's degree, that have graduated from Ivy League schools, that have worked for 30 plus years and unfortunately have been laid off because either a plant closing or they've just been laid off because they've moved the plant or downsized the plant in this area. We also work with the Kintock organization, which is out of Bridgeton, and that's a halfway house. So we do have individuals that, literally are Yale to jail. So with that being said, I would like to talk about some of the services that the One Stop has to offer. So how many employers do we have in the room? Show of hands? All right, fantastic. And I know I've worked with some of you here in the room already, and I am more than happy to come out and speak on an individual basis to any employer that is in need of our services. First of all, our services are at no cost. It does not cost you anything to utilize our services. And if you are in need of hiring an individual, or 2 or 3, we certainly can post the position for you at no cost. We also have a team on the county level that will identify a potential or many potential individuals that could be matched to those job descriptions based on the skills that you all are looking for. Okay. In addition to that job matching that we do on the county level, not the state level, because we have staff that work specifically just with our Cumberland County employers and businesses. What we can do is, should you hire an individual that's collecting unemployment or considered underemployed, there's a program, and this is my absolute favorite program. It's called On-the-Job Training. What On-the-Job Training is, it's exactly what it is. So you hire an individual, let's just say out of the 5 skills that you have listed in your job order or your job description, they meet 4 of them or even 3 of them. But you interviewed them and you said, you know what, Christy, they're really, really good, but they need to have X, Y, and Z skill. The program for on-the-job training is we could actually pay for 50% of the wages during the training process. And it would be you as the employer that would be training that individual. And one of the best things about that is these funds are local. So we don't have to send an invoice to Trenton. It doesn't have to go through Treasury. It actually goes directly through our local board of freeholders, and they sign off on the check, and it will be mailed to you. And seriously, it will be mailed. And when we say it's in the mail, it's there. You will receive a check within 2 weeks from the time you give us the invoice. Everything is handled locally. So we like to have that personal touch with our businesses. And so that's the on-the-job training program. That's the local on-the-job training program. I really need to talk about, just in fairness, the state also has a program called on-the-job training. Our program locally goes up to a maximum of $4,000. The state has a training program that actually can go up to $10,000. I'm very hesitant to talk about that particular program because there are a lot of hoops and a lot of paperwork that you have to go through in order to get to that level. And so if you hire somebody, and John, you say you hire somebody, and you say, Christy, does this person qualify for the $10,000 OJT or the $4,000? They more than likely will qualify for both. But if you need that person next week, you're not going to be able to take advantage of the $10,000 on-the-job training program. And the reason why is because there's a lot of paperwork. It all goes through Trenton. It has to go through Treasury. They actually will go through your taxes just to make sure that you don't owe any back taxes. So there's a lot of, I guess, hoops, and like I mentioned before, that you have to go through in order to take advantage of that particular program. But that's the state. So we have the OJT that's local, and then we have the state program. And all this information is in your packet. Another program that we have that we actually do here locally, because we fill out all the paperwork and we have staff that do all that stuff, are tax credits. So there's individuals that will qualify that you may already have hired that qualify for a tax credit. So if they are a veteran and you just hired them, there's a potential that that veteran would be able to qualify you as a business of up to a $9,600 tax credit. So that's pretty significant. And you know, when everybody hears government, they think of a stack of paperwork that has to get filled out. We know you guys are busy. We don't want you to do that. That's why we have staff here locally that will absolutely fill out all the paperwork for you. The only thing that we need for you to do is put a stamp on it and stick it in the mail. And that's it. So we try to do our process at the One Stop as seamless as possible. Granted, I had said before, we're not perfect, but we do our best that we can for you guys that I know are very busy. A lot of people don't have a huge human resource department, so we almost like to be that mini human resource department for you so that we can do some of the pre-screening up front for you. We then could send you the cream of the crop of the individuals that came through our office that meet the qualifications that you're looking for, and then you guys get to do your interview and then select who you'd like to hire. Does anybody have any questions so far? No? Okay, great. So that is on-the-job training. That is the tax credit program. There's also other tax credit programs as well, and they are listed, and I don't want to go through all of them because I know everybody can read, but they're all here. But all of the programs that I talk about that are on the local level, we do the paperwork for you guys so that you don't have to. So just remember, and it's also at no cost. One of the other programs that we started, I'm going to say back in 2010, it used to be called customized training, and that's exactly what it is. So if your business needed your incumbent workers, which would be your current employees, to be trained in some sort of area, whether it's a customer service training or whether it's somebody on the manufacturing floor, there is a grant that is available for employers that you can apply for, that you can actually train your incumbent employees, and it doesn't cost anything. And I'm going to use the example, and I'm going to use Durand as the example because they're one of our customers, and I know they're one of your customers as well. So Durand really had a minimum of at least 10 people so that they can, provide you with the best training possible. You also can have a conglomerate, and I'll stick with advanced manufacturing. There's a lot of glass manufacturing in this area, and what they can do is it could be Durand glass, and it could be maybe 3 other glass manufacturers that could jointly do this type of training. So it doesn't have to be solely just you as a single employer to be the most effective. Does that make sense to everybody? Yeah. Okay. All right. Fantastic. I think that was the 3 highlights that I wanted to talk about. My business card is inside the packet. I am available when you guys are available. So even in the evening, and I know some of you call me at night, I am available to speak because I know time is money. And I know that the bottom line is really the bottom line. So if you need me, I will stay afterwards. I would be more than happy to set up an appointment to see you at your convenience. And thank you for having me.
Thank you very much, Christy. It's always good to hear what services are available. I think sometimes we get caught up in our day-to-day stuff and we don't go out looking for those kind of things, and it's good to hear what is available from time to time. I thank you all again for coming out today. Hope you're all sitting there at your tables and making your plans to come to our mystery dinner. Congratulations, Brenda. Thank you for your service to the community. Thank you again, Cumberland Green Apartments, for sponsoring today, and all have a great week. Thanks.